What's up, guys? Welcome back to Esk8Exchange, the podcast where we talk about electric skateboards, MBoards, and anything else Esk8 related. There's a lot of other things I could probably list off, but here we are.
Right.
We got a show today.
Yes.
We've got one. I always say that every week because sometimes we go into this. Yeah, we're not really sure.
Right.
We have a show today.
Yeah. Maddie sat down and wrote it out.
Is there anything new about MBoards right now?
I don't know, Mike. Is there?
We got deck update. Right? You have some at least in production.
Yeah, we have decks in production.
I don't know if we ever mentioned our new decks. The Hero decks.
We have.
So
we did talk about Hero decks.
We're working through the prototype on that one right now. Kind of seeing what we like and playing with a few things.
Public service announcement. We're now calling them dirt boards. They're called dirt boards.
There you go.
Shout out to Johnny Tsunami.
Yep. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Yep. Johnny Kapahala. Something like Back to the Island.
This is at least the third or fourth time we've told you to go watch it.
I'm telling you, if
Johnny
you still haven't watched
bro.
it, you're missing. Like it's like asking somebody like, it's a quote from The Sandlot, and they look at you and they're like, "Huh? What's The Sandlot?" And I'm like, "Wham!
Wham!
What is your problem?"
Right across the face. What are you, not American?
My wife she just like, there's movies. I'll say something, she just looks at me with this blank stare. I'm like,
right?
Really?
You know what's funny? I went to film school and I still have a lot of movies.
You're one of them too.
Want to know why? Because we spent the entire 4 years watching really, really old cinema from every other country except for here.
Why?
I don't know.
It's supposed to teach you other culture?
Teach us more.
So is that what you went to school for?
I do. Yeah.
Film school.
This is fun.
Huh.
People probably don't know this.
Okay, real quick.
Here's the show.
I went to school for film.
Okay.
I actually have 99% of a fine arts degree.
Okay.
I don't have an engineering degree.
So where's that 0.1? What's
I'm missing a single credit that I just never did, and I just technically didn't graduate.
Right.
But
all right.
whatever.
Cool.
Not important. College is a scam.
Yeah. Right.
Anyways, so I don't have an engineering degree. So I've kind of like self-taught myself everything that we know, everything that we work on here, just on YouTube.
Internet and YouTube, bro.
Yep.
Like we were just talking about that earlier.
A lot more on YouTube than I have in 4 years of school.
You don't need to go to college or any of that shit. I mean, some of the trade schools, you may need it for a couple of certificates and degrees.
There's obviously certain professions that 100% you should go to college for.
Okay.
Lawyers, doctors, whatever.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Right.
Where it's literally required. But there's other other professions where people go to school for 4 years. They come out of school with $120,000 in debt,
amounts of debt,
and they go grab their $40,000 a year job, and they go, "Oh, I'm going to be in debt forever."
Yep.
Well, why did you go? Why did you do that?
Because everybody told you
because high school drills it into your head every single day that you got to have a college degree. Instead, I think the best route for some people is to spend like their $10,000 to $20,000 on like a trade school. Come out and make themselves $90,000.
And it's half the time too. You go to trade
quick.
school and you're done in less than a year, bro.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yep. So anyway, everyone's got a college degree now, so it's almost like no one has one now.
Yeah.
Anyways,
old Biden's trying to
do not
forgive
need a
a couple
college
people.
degree to work it out.
Yeah.
Forgiving a couple. Hey, Biden's saying, what is he? We'll forgive 10 grand of your debt.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. If you guys are lucky.
Whatever.
If China doesn't invade us. Anyways, let's not go there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways.
Hi guys, I'm James. Welcome to
back to.
So how about you guys tell us about your romantic ride in the rain together?
Oh,
there we go. Yes. Well, a little while ago, I got to hang out with Jacob for a couple days.
Yeah.
And
slumber party.
Yeah, wifey. And so it was basically Brooke, her mother, and my daughter all went to Laughlin. Right, went out there,
a little quick vacation.
Yeah, dude, went out there right by the river and everything, and kind of hung out and
jet skis.
Yeah, and I was like, so I'm gonna go ahead and stay back with the fellas and stuff, and go to work and everything. And so I ended up. It's funny. First night, I thought it was cool to be at the house all by myself, dude. I made it like an hour and a half, and I was like, I'm bored, man. What's everybody doing? Somebody come play with me. And so I ended up hitting up Jake, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna crash at your house for a couple of days. Is that cool? And so, anyways, we end up planning this ride, right, that I've always been talking about wanting to do. Goes right along to 215. It's a dope-ass concrete path.
Okay, cool.
So we end up suiting up, booting up, getting on the ride, and it's like halfway through the ride, dude, all of a sudden Jacob like points out, he's like, bro, clouds.
Yeah, we turned around. I'm like, oh, that's a cool storm.
Oh,
like,
shit.
You can see the lightning happening. It's over like Mount Charleston. So it's just up the hill, just up the mountains.
Northwest corner, bro, of Vegas.
I'm like, dang, man, like, I kind of feel like we should get back.
Yes,
there's two ways we can go.
Suck,
we can go the fun way, or we can just crush it and go home.
Yep.
We just need to go home.
Yeah, we're all let's get to cooking.
Yeah. So my wife calls and she's like, "Hey, where you guys at? How's
Yep.
everything going?" I'm like, fine. We're kind of headed your way. She's like, "Okay, cool. Have fun.
Yeah.
No big deal."
Yeah.
2 minutes. We're like, I can smell rain.
Yep.
And then you get the
it's
first
over by then.
You get the first drop,
drip,
and then you get the
drop.
And then it's like the. I'm like, oh shit!
And then it hits us, bro.
And we're in like the point of no return. So this trail is up next to a highway, and it's just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, you're just riding under power lines basically. So we're going. It's getting wetter. James yells, "Turn around,
bro! Turn around!" And we're soaked, dude. I'm like looking down, and there's like a puddle on the top of my board, and I'm like, this is not good, bro. These are two expensive boards that do not need to be in the rain.
So you're riding your GTR?
Yeah, so I was on the GTR.
And you're on your LaCroix?
He's on the LaCroix, and on the LaCroix, and so we turn around on the LaCroix, and so we're starting to book, bro, and Jacob's just screaming, "Bonsai! Bonsai!" at every light, bro, because now it's like we don't want to stop because we're getting nailed.
Yeah,
dude. Like
the rain's like coming behind us.
Behind us, bro.
We're trying to outrun it, basically, at this point.
So it's like hitting us, but it's not. And so we end up bombing through a couple intersections, and we're coming up, over the highway. But definitely wasn't smart. We had our helmets on though, so that was good. I was rocking the full face, thank God. And so we end up coming hot into Red Rock Hotel and Casino, and I'm coming way too fast, bro. And I'm probably going
like you usually do.
Yeah, a little too hot, right?
Yeah,
a little too hot.
I
get on the brakes and I start hydroplaning, and it like kicks to the right, bro. The back end does, and I save it and I keep it going.
Okay,
but I'm coming in way too hot, bro. And we got to make a hard right, and so I get on the brakes again, and she kicks left, and I get on the brakes again, and she kicks right, bro. And I just stomp on the brakes because I'm not stopping, dude, whatsoever. I'm still going 15, 16 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, dude, just full send, feet up in the air, and I'm on the ground, boom. But luckily it wasn't like a hit hard, it was wet outside, it was like a slide into it. So little road rash, bro, on the elbow, the hip, got back up, board was upside down, hop back on, dude, got out of the rain, and then sat there for a second, was like, woo.
So he's in like the right hand turn lane, and I hear
and
the cars are fucking honking. I'm like, fuck you guys, go away, like, leave the van alone.
Yeah, because like it knocks you out of you, bro. And you know that you're trying to get we got to get out of the rain, bro. Don't be a bitch. Come on, we got to get this. And
I felt bad though too, because I saw him go, and of course I'm like, oh man, like not again.
Yeah, and not again. I know, right?
As I'm pulling up, I start to slow down, and the same thing happens. First touch of the brake, and it locks, and I feel my back end just go. So I just let go. I go, not gonna happen. I go right by James,
blew right
on the
by
ground.
Me,
I'm like, all right, bro, and I just keep going around the corner into Red Rock. Man. I mean, by now I'm like 50, 60 feet in front of him, but I can't stop.
Yeah.
You
couldn't.
just physically couldn't stop.
Yeah. So lesson learned, man. A lot of water, deep water breaks.
Just
not good. It's like what do? You can't carve to slow yourself down. You can't get on the brakes, bro. Like. If you come into a situation like that, get out of the rain.
I would say you're SOL right there.
You are, bro. Like, try to stay off the roads for sure. And
our roads
are
they're not. Yeah, they're not designed for rain either.
No.
They're very
well,
oily.
here's our issue too: is that we don't get rain enough, so we get months or weeks or months worth of oil buildup from the cars. So finally, when it rains, it is like ice out there.
Chaos,
so like literally the first, if we'll go like months without rain or a half a year or a year without rain. The first day it rains,
it's so bad.
There's probably a dozen people who die. Dozen people die on the roads because of that.
It's oil, and you can see it too, bro. You can see it in the water. You're like, oh no.
Yeah. It's hard at night. It's super shiny.
Yeah.
So you almost like know it's there, and we couldn't have anticipated that.
No, dude, this shit happens.
We were trying to just get undercover, and it was just like
shit happens.
Like I've never ridden in the rain.
No.
Yeah.
Not like that.
So how were your boards?
They were dry, bro. So mine had a little itty bitty drop of water on the back right side, but that screw was loose.
We went, we did finally make it into the parking garage.
Yes.
Set him on the side. Kind of like, caught his breath a little bit. And we were sitting there, and I'm like,
bitch assness came out of
me.
He
goes, man, like, he's like, let me buy you a beer. Or something. And
bro.
I was like, well, where the fuck are we gonna go? And it hits me. I'm like,
we're at a casino, bro.
We're at the casino. I was like,
we're at a casino,
man. So we just walk in the back door.
Yep.
Still had our helmets on. We hung out at the sports book.
Yep.
And all we did was we perched our boards up on the side. By the time we got there to our seat and sat down, they were dry.
Dryish.
Yeah. They were dry. Mm-hmm. So we just kind of assumed, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough battery to ride home.
Yeah.
So we were waiting on a ride.
Mm-hmm. And our ride.
So we grabbed a beer.
Yeah.
And hung out.
Yep.
And then
and some comfortable chairs. Have you been to the Red Rock?
Cool.
I have.
The
sports book at Red Rock is nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Really
I
nice.
did turn it on at some point and just ran the motors just because I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I have to know if this thing works.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And it ran. Yep. And so we got back to the house finally. Had to tell my wife what happened.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And she was mad at us because she was with her like aunt and friends drinking wine.
Yep.
And so when we called her and we're like, hey, we kind of had an accident. We're stuck in the rain.
Yeah, can you come get us?
We're going to grab a beer, just come get us whenever. She took that as come get me right now.
Right now. Yeah.
So we like slammed our beers because she says she's outside. We hop in the car and we're like, is it okay? She's like, you're telling me you guys were just hanging out?
Yeah.
She's like, I could have stayed there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You had
the bottle to finish.
So we kind of felt bad, but it was cool.
But
we took it home. We took it home.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything.
And we cracked them open that night.
Okay.
And just said we just have to air them out. Worst case. And while we were there, we looked around inside. I didn't have anything in mind, and I even noticed that my light, like the LaCroix has those light ports
up in the front.
One of mine was open the whole time.
The
whole time.
I did get a little water in my phase remote.
He got water in the remote.
Yeah,
I did. I saw that.
Yes, yeah. I just remembered that.
I was just riding with the remote like normal. I didn't even think about it, and he had his like tucked in
up
his
under
shirt.
up under my shirt.
Oh,
yeah. I was like,
I didn't even think about that.
I never even thought about my remote. I was just going for it.
There's no way like the Hoyt pucks.
Didn't even think about it.
There's nothing in there to prevent water from getting in.
Yeah,
no remotes really. Maybe the phase remote.
Well, kinda, but the water still got in. But I did take the tumble, but I didn't drop my remote. My remote, because when we fall with our remotes, we hand up. It's like when you go in it
and you're falling down with the beer.
With the beer, bro. Yeah. You got to keep it up. So it didn't get too wet like that, but so it had to have got wet from the rain, and I had it under my shirt for most of the time. So those remotes are not waterproof.
No. Well,
but luckily
they're not. They don't need to be.
They're not supposed to be. But we put it in the rice for the night. We riced it.
Did you?
We put it in the bag of rice for the night. Woke up in the morning, bro. Still a little bit of water. So Jacob was like, crack it. So we cracked it open and just put it outside under some shade and stuff, and about 2 hours later, bro, it was dried up and good to go.
Nice.
But you could see it in the screen. There was like that little water bubble in the screen.
So
like, that could be bad later on. Let's get this fixed right now.
Yeah, because that's interesting. Because like the Flip Ski remotes or Flip Sky, whatever, they would have been way well, maybe not done for, but they definitely would have got water in there.
Yeah.
Of course, not
sure.
the VX3, but
not the VX2 would have been fine. Yeah, but no one has a VX. No one has one.
Yeah,
unless you're on an e-foil.
But isn't it the same as a 2?
Well, it's got a GPS speedometer in it.
Yeah,
because when you're on the water, you can't use gearing ratio to figure out what your speed is.
Nope.
So it actually uses a GP. You can switch it.
I feel like I'd rather have that. Then it doesn't matter. You don't have to do the gear. Why aren't we using these things?
I think
the
don't know how
remote is
accurate
too
they
big.
are.
I think
they're
the
also
remote
bulky.
Yeah, it's very
they're expensive.
Big.
They're not cheap either compared to a VX2.
We need to call our contact and get an official pronunciation for that.
Flip Sky.
The problem is our official contact would be
me,
Chinese. So how they say it,
and I say it's Flip Sky.
See, I always
can you do like Google search and sometimes it'll tell you like enunciation?
I mean, potentially.
Where else do you say SKY?
I think you should just ask them how they say it.
It's got to be Flip Sky.
Send them. Is it like
it's got to be Flip Sky?
Because we have connects at Flip Sky. So
yeah, I just got to ask them.
It's
what if it's flight? What if it's Flight Sky?
People who say Esk8.
Oh,
Esk8. Oh,
Esk8.
it's Esk8.
How
do we stop that? Should we put a dash in between the E and the S?
Sometimes there is.
Because if you see the dash, then you think Esk8.
I think because the E is capitalized almost always.
Oh, yeah.
Should be a lowercase e with a capital S.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
We got to rebrand.
Right. We got to fix that.
Can we
stop that one?
Maybe we shouldn't say this on air. Can we get a trademark for Esk8?
Oh.
I'm sure someone could. I don't see why
not.
Yeah.
You'd be a jerk.
Right. Yeah. I know. Then they'd hate us just as much as they hate Evolve for that shit.
At this point, I don't think you can because like you can't just trademark shit willy-nilly. You have to have like
it's gotta be like
proof
a brand
that like you came up with it somehow or you were first. Like if they could say, dude, this has been around for a decade or two, then they go,
but it hasn't.
It's only been around for
about a decade, probably 10 years or so.
2012 would be the earliest real records anybody could find.
Yeah.
Probably.
Who was saying the word
we're coming up.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on it.
It's interesting.
It's something that we could for sure think about.
Yeah. Well, I would never do that, but
I think so many people would be like mad at us, like they're mad at Evolve when they tried to patent stuff. Or so did that patent go through with Evolve on their boards?
The carbon one in Australia.
Yeah.
Only.
Okay.
So
all right. So it doesn't affect us.
And do we still have time to talk about more rides? Because we've done a few other ones.
We have.
Sure.
The Wednesday night.
We have been riding, man.
The cool Wednesday night bike ride. We did another one of those.
Yep. That's a good time.
Great time. So well.
I love those.
I feel like maybe last night was more. In the very beginning, we left the parking lot, and we did this point where like you kind of did this horseshoe, like a U-turn.
Oh yeah.
And we were looping back around sort of to where the starting point was.
Okay.
And there were still people leaving the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was like a half a mile at least of people.
I think they do that.
Was wild.
I think they do that so that you can see how many people are.
It was crazy.
It's like a whole snake up and around type deal.
Like
and
we're
it's just
in
a horseshoe,
multiple
bro.
streets
and yeah, when you're in the front, you can see all the people coming back and around through the back. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, and there's different people with sets. You see dogs and cats and carriers and DJs and.
How many people do you think? That one.
Hundreds.
It's always around 500.
Yeah, it's hundreds for sure.
It's at least 500. The nobody stop. They just go through all. We go through all the stoplights. Cars, every car stops.
Yeah.
We didn't have actually a single car last night that I felt like was rude.
Nah.
Nice.
Everybody was pretty chill.
There was a couple times where it was like cars were stopped and people were just going up and around them and everything.
And
they were just like, they just have like their camera out, bro, and they're in shock and awe. And I'm like, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah,
but
it's pretty cool. A bunch of people show up. It's pretty wild.
All sorts of stuff. Kick, push, longboards, regular skateboards.
So
old people, young people.
So for Esk8Con, you know how we're doing like the week before the unofficial stuff?
Okay.
Wednesday night's got to be that.
Holy
we
crap.
got to do that Wednesday night. For anyone who wants to come
so
early.
And the way that we usually do it is we ride with the group for like their first hour.
Yeah.
And then they usually stop and take a break.
Yep.
And
the breaks are a little long.
Yeah,
and,
it's like
and,
45
they
minutes,
hang
an
out,
hour.
they smoke and drink and like chill. And it's cool, but it's Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It's a school night.
Yep, right?
So,
we got shit to do tomorrow.
So yeah, we'll kind of like, mingle a little bit and then we get our own break. Because after, usually that first hour is a solid hour of riding. And you go like 6 miles. You don't go very far or very fast.
No. 5 miles an hour for 6 miles.
Your feet are kind of like, you're kind of just like ready to get off and, move around. So we hang out for a little bit anyways. And then we go bomb downtown.
Yeah.
So I think if we did that with the group in the beginning.
Yep.
Hung out with
just
them.
to experience the big group and then leave and then
just
bounce.
to be a part of it.
We could do it for like half an hour too.
Yeah.
Because that first half hour is where it's a lot of fun and you're getting to see a bunch of stuff and everybody's rolling out.
And I can't imagine we'll have hundreds of people by Wednesday. But, if we had a group of 30 or 40, that'd be pretty cool.
I think a group of 50 will show up.
Yeah.
So I really want to get so again, if for anyone who doesn't know, March 25th and 26th of March,
save the date,
2023.
Yep.
So March 25th, 26th, which is Saturday and Sunday.
If you didn't hear that, was March 25th and 26th.
26th. So Saturday and Sunday is Esk8Con.
I know, right?
And the week before, we're gonna have some unofficial, like the week leading up to it, we're gonna have some unofficial things.
Yep, yeah, we got some stuff to hang out.
So anyone who wants to come and do the whole week, we could do a whole week.
It's gonna,
we were still doing a lot of planning the week before this last year, and so I don't think we really were ready to have fun. Honestly, it was fun doing the convention portion of it, but. I do think we missed some really cool opportunities to, get in touch with some of the other industry folks and just people that, came in town early just because.
So what are we off the top thinking about for Esk8Con? Like what, a dinner night with some owners and YouTubers?
I wanted to do an industry night of all of the vendors.
Okay.
Just bring all the vendors together, hang out,
together.
Do some kind of like, either we can like get a whole, like rent a whole bar out or something cool where we could all come and hang out.
Okay.
But I also felt like that was a little exclusive of all of our people too. So I don't know, but I wanted to do an industry night.
If we could, do like an industry night where we get like the YouTubers there and maybe a couple other people
like
there.
A private, maybe like more like a private invite type thing.
Yeah, type deal. Like maybe, I don't want to say buy a ticket. But
mostly it's the vendors because the vendors, when they're running their booths, don't get to talk to the other people running their booths.
Right.
So
right.
that was
That's what the thought is. Yeah. Because
it's not to exclude anyone. It's just that like
we give them an opportunity to actually hang out.
Did Hunter Boards really get to talk to anyone else while they were there, or were they just talking to attendees?
It's like a community in the community, right? There's the Esk8 group, there's the PEV group, but then like there's the people that are putting in the work.
Yeah, putting in hours. Yep.
And so it's not like we're at a level above or anything.
But
we don't otherwise communicate because it's sort of awkward, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to chat with like another company on Reddit or something? Like get in, like it just looks weird, like you really never know who's behind the screen names and who's running the company account. So it's like you actually get face-to-face with the people that are making the decisions on a daily basis.
Nothing is better than face-to-face time.
You can talk about a little bit more with a business owner than you can with a customer, because there's some things that it's just hard for consumers to understand. That like other people who run businesses do understand and do want to talk about. Maybe not in front of customers. Not that it's bad, but just that it's more private to their business.
Yeah.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Yep.
Customers don't care about the boxes that we use.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool when you see like some of these other, and you're like, oh, dude, that was really cool. Like how you did that. Blah 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 blah.
Packaging, man.
Yeah,
I love talking about packaging.
Are we gonna do a barbecue day? Barbecue.
I do. I wanted to do a barbecue day at the shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
open up the shop.
I think we'll have an open house here at MBoards.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which would be really, really fun, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Bring your own metal and we'll CNC it.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, jeez.
Don't open the door on that one. No, don't open the door on that one.
We make Ninja Stars.
Right? We do have Ninja Stars. That's so crazy.
One of the guys on our ride for the Wednesday night had a baton with him.
Oh, yeah, the nightstick.
Yeah, he was straight
nightstick.
ninja'd out.
Yeah.
Bro. Full on head
protection,
to toe,
bro.
Head to toe, all black, pads. Like he was suited and booted. And
Are there threats?
And we went 6 miles.
Are there what?
Are there threats?
Yeah, he was roasted.
No. That giant group ride? No way.
No.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
So
I will say when I ride downtown though, I always think about like, should I throw a knife in my pocket?
I always keep a knife.
What do I
do? I always try to keep one.
If you're by yourself or a small group,
yeah. Well, because you just like hear stories sometimes of people like sometimes getting jacked. Personally, it's never even came close really to me, but I just don't even let it happen. Like if I see a shady character, I'm too old for that shit now. I just get on the other side of the street.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of have like the football lower my shoulder thing ready. If I'm on the sidewalk or I see somebody, I'm like, man, this could be weird.
Well, and Jacob's
I'm basically ready that if you flinch, I'm just going to jump off my board and tackle you.
Yeah, right.
Because you'll break my ball.
Yeah.
You'll break my ball. So I'm taking your ass down and then I'll get up. But
dude, and that's like getting hit by an NFL linebacker.
I had a guy flinch. I had a guy flinch at me on the strip. And, and I almost went off the curb because of it. And after that, I decided I'm never doing that again.
Cool.
You make a move like something stupid, I'm just going to run you over.
That's fair.
There we go.
And not worry about it.
That's fair.
Because it'll break my ball.
Like when people like pretend like jump in front of you and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. I'll just put my shoulder into you and it's not going to hurt me.
No.
I'll just keep going.
Can you imagine getting hit by Jacob at 25 miles an hour?
No, dude, done for. You're done for, bro. Concussed. Concussed.
Yeah.
That will be the definition of you just got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. Right? Sorry.
Stop. Turn around and take a picture.
Right?
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
All right, Maddie, what do you got for us?
What's up?
So I guess we can try this.
Okay.
Okay, so this was a suggestion in the comment section.
Yeah.
It's called Factor Cap.
Factor Cap.
You have to decide whether or not the statement is actually true or not.
Yeah. Or
it was okay. I don't know. I don't know if it's really what we were going for.
So what is it does everybody know what cap means? Cap is like you're bragging, you're telling the story. Like, so you went fishing and your trout that you caught was 6 inches, but you tell the story of it was 2 feet. Okay. You know, like cap is bragging.
To me, it's like, is it real or is it bullshit?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So,
yes.
But I don't know.
Not so much lying.
But then it also kind of got blurred with like unpopular opinions.
It's a
because there's not really a lot out there that I feel like would apply to this.
So this is our opinion.
Generally, people need to submit in the comment sections certain things, certain ideas that we can go and incorporate into the show.
Yeah.
So
again, because Maddie had to do a little digging for this.
Yeah, this week might not be super strong. It might be a little weak, but if you guys add your own comments, they'll get added to the show.
Post some shit.
These might just be more like general discussion points than they actually are like Factor Cap.
And when you say something, if it has any sort of, if you found it somewhere else, just give us the link.
Yep.
Yeah.
Freaking put the link there so we don't have to go dig for some craziness. But
okay, so the first one is that you can boil your tires to reduce
wobble.
Ooh,
yep. So this is something.
Are we talking? We're talking pneumatic, yeah.
Yeah, pneumatic. Yeah.
Yes.
Tires, yeah.
Pneumatics.
I think specifically, it was like a Sunmate.
Sunmates and HOTUS. So this is something that I had seen. People were talking about a wobble, and I seen somebody post something about how he takes care of his wobble on his tires.
And he just throws them in boiling water.
And he boils them, and he says that I will boil my tires in some water, and it basically softens them up and reforms them, and you let them dry, and they soften up and reform the way that they're supposed to be, because these tires get packed into boxes and crammed around and bent and moved and everything, and then they get stored like that
for a long time.
And so they deform, bro, and this is what creates the wobble.
Interesting.
I don't know if you want me to drop. I don't know if you want me to drop the name of who it was that I seen that, because But we'll just say that this is, in my opinion, a reliable source.
I have not been able to. I did look for this to see if anyone's tried this or if anyone recommends this. I cannot find anyone even talking about this.
Ooh.
Here's why I think you probably can't find that. Probably because if anyone had done that, it'd probably be a different industry, and every other industry's tires are way too damn big to fit in a pot of water.
I did look under RC cars, too.
Oh, that's true. They got small ones.
They use boiling water to remove tires.
Yes, that's what I found, too.
But they don't do anything as far as balancing.
So I did not find, but I did find people talking about baby powder and soap.
Okay.
Is anyone familiar with that?
Wait, what?
How do you do it?
I don't know. He didn't explain it. He just said that it was just someone saying they were looking for troubleshooting steps, and they had already tried the baby powder and soap trick, so don't even bother recommending it, basically. But I was like, what's the baby powder and soap trick? I didn't know if you guys would know.
No, I don't.
We'll have to new one on.
Well, if anyone out there knows what that is.
So we should make a video. We'll make a whole video on like trying all these different things.
Well, we had an idea today.
I had an idea. I think we're going to do this.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do Mythbusters Esk8 edition.
So, yes. Awesome.
That will include blowing up our battery.
Yes. So that'll be
we won't be able to call it Mythbusters.
No, I'm doing it.
It'll be Truth Testers.
Truth or something.
What are they going to do? That show's not even on anymore.
Huh.
And
doesn't that dude live here in Vegas?
Adam Savage lives in San Francisco.
Yeah, I thought one of them lived here.
Jamie,
he could live anywhere. Who knows where he lives?
Okay,
do you guys have a way? Like, what do you guys do to balance your tires?
So we do the opposing.
That dude, is that who? That's the owner of that company.
What are you talking about?
So I don't know if I want to drop this name or not.
We
are past that, bro.
Never mind, dude.
Yeah, we're moving on from.
Sorry,
the bowl.
man. Sometimes
no more bowl. I don't know about this. So what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to vote? Are we supposed to say it's fact or it's
I guess we'll have to test it in a later video.
Yes.
But just throwing it out there that if anyone's tested it and also someone tell me what the baby powder.
Yeah.
I don't know. So also to clarify,
what is that?
I don't know if it's baby powder and soap
or if they're two different.
If they're two separate tricks.
I feel like it's some like MacGyver shit.
But I'm curious to see what you would do with those things.
Yeah.
So again,
I mean, there is a much simpler way to do it. I believe that most tires. Oh, actually. Before I'll forget about this, but there was a comment that I read, and I think it had something. It was in a tire, like a YouTube video, but somebody mentioned. Oh, actually, it was Fred's video, and he made a comment that his barrel didn't ship with valve caps.
Oh yeah,
tubes.
Yep.
And somebody made a comment that LaCroix doesn't ship their boards with valve caps for balancing issues. And I about pissed my pants. I thought it was freaking hilarious.
That can't be right.
I've heard it all now,
for
bro.
Balancing.
I have heard it all now.
So I think somebody else was like, yeah, it's like 0.03 of a gram.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
now, the stem itself carries some weight.
Yeah,
so
that does
how
for sure.
we
That's
sort
brass.
of do it. We take the hub, put a physical tire on it with no tube on the inside. You put the bearings in, you put it on your axle, and you just let it spin. That tire will naturally find the low spot, the heavy side, right? It's going to get to the bottom, and you'll see it'll like rock back and forth, back and forth. You mark that with a marker. Take your wheel apart, take your hub apart, throw your tube in on the opposite side of that mark, put it back on, and if you just put that wheel on, it'll find they'll either be opposite ends or they'll sit. That mark and your valve stem will sit basically now parallel to the ground.
Right.
Your wheel will now be balanced. Does that change the deformity of the tire?
Yeah, I mean, if it's deformed, it still gives you wobble. But
a lot of these, you can spin them and just if you look, kind of look at the tire, you can see that they're deformed.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just not made that well yet.
No.
There's not enough attention.
That's what Hoyt, I guess, is trying to accomplish with their speed rating.
There's not enough
tires.
attention to detail yet with tires. They're not specifically made for us yet. There's a few companies trying, and I think they probably
wonder how Build Kit boards tires are.
I thought about Build Kit, about Land Surf.
I really want to try those.
There's a few out there that they're making.
Yeah, a couple people have said that they're really nice.
So unfortunately,
Hoyt and BKB are making tires for Esk8, right?
But even and I don't know how far Jared has really gone. So I haven't talked to him about his new tires. I'd like to, and I don't know how far we've gotten into it because a lot of these Esk8 companies are simply opening a new mold, but the manufacturing process is the same as a kart tire or a dolly tire. It's the same shit. It's just a different shape.
Yep.
So that's there's no speed rating there. So I'd also be interested in actually really talking to Jeff about how they've gone about speed rating their tires.
Yep. And
sure, it's not a cheap process, but like how do they do that, and what's different about their tires than a regular Hoda or Sunmate or wherever else? And usually at least one person from the Hoyt team watches our podcast, so. They like,
shout out to Hoyt. What's up, guys?
Right now, they're like,
they'll never tell us.
No. We've got you now, guys.
Usually, they'll usually comment or DM me after we've talked about something of theirs. They usually come up once a podcast. It seems like they're cool guys.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, so I'm interested to see what's really being done differently. I know we've kind of got off topic, and I know this introduction to this new.
Well, because you just hear people complaining about the wobble. There's like
also a lot of people like feel like there's wobble when they are bench testing, and don't notice it at all when they ride. So then sometimes it's like. Well.
And you know what? You feel a little bit more wobble on a DKP setup because you have more pivot points.
I mean, you should really never feel the tire wobble on your rear where it's planted with your motors.
Never feel it.
There's just too much weight there. But on the front, 9 times out of 10, both your tires are doing something.
Right.
It's just a given.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, the next one actually came from a customer, and that Loctite is bullshit.
Okay.
And that you should never use it was his opinion, and that it will destroy your parts. But then, so then I did find a forum post talking about how you should never use red or green.
Okay, well, that's halfway. I will halfway agree.
I'm going to come out and say that this statement is bullshit.
I will say
I'm a big fan of Loctite.
I love Loctite blue, but I don't use red Loctite unless I'm planning to never pull that.
So you know what's funny is blue. Again, so are we talking about the blue bottle? Or the blue liquid?
Color. No, the blue color. So blue is the lightest.
But it comes in a red bottle.
It's a red. Well, no, it's a blue. I don't know. Mine's a blue bottle at home.
It was like my red bottle.
Yeah.
It comes out blue.
Okay, yeah. So that blue stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, the blue. So you have the blue is the lightest, and then the green, and then the red. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Red's the toughest, bro. But I only put Loctite on certain things.
Right.
So this is like one of those where it's like, big mushroom cloud of like information. So there are certain parts that are just simply require it.
Yes.
When you are locking down, your motor pulleys on motors, there's so much stress in that area. Nobody has designed a system better than an actual set screw with the key. You know, like right now that's leading the charge. Do you know of a better?
I have a question. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to envision the inside of a motor, and I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
What if, now I could be totally wrong, and there could be something in the way why this wouldn't work. Okay, so you know when you take the can off a motor, right? You can see this. You can see the magnets and this and the stator and all that, or the magnets and like all the wire. Right? You take the can off. Is there any way where we can get? So you know when you like I was trying to like explain this without actually having one in front of me.
Okay.
But okay, so you know the section of the motor where you actually put the screws in, hold it to your motor mount.
Sure.
If you take the can off, are you able to see those screws?
I don't know.
Yes.
My question is, can you go on and throw in? Is there enough room? Maybe not. There's probably not enough room to go on and throw on some nuts, like nylon nuts, to keep that shit on there, and then put the cap back, put the can back on. Not enough, right?
I don't.
That was just what I was thinking.
It's a good idea.
It's too tight, right? It's way too tight. It's got to be too tight.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just an idea.
You could design a motor. You could make a motor like that.
I have one taken apart out there.
All right, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
I think there's not enough space. No. But anyway, we're just thinking. But you're right, though. There's not any problem. Is we have a lot of hardware.
Now what happens when that nut falls off?
Right.
Because now
you're locked your whole thing up.
Like, this nylon on my nut. It's a nylon nut. We've seen that fail.
Yeah.
So
right. You used it. Yeah, we have.
You ultimately what can save you from not using Loctite is if you are like you're a NASCAR, you're an F1 pit team, right? They are so meticulous, and every time that car goes out, they come back and they tighten every screw.
Yeah,
and
they
check
don't need
everything.
Loctite.
So if you are meticulous about maintenance and upkeep, and every time you ride and you come home and you check every nut and bolt on your board to make sure it's tight, you've got a chance.
Yes.
But any rough roads on urethanes, like
you won't even make it to your first ride.
It just rattles shit loose. It just does.
Yeah.
So you have to just.
Loctite your shit.
Yeah. Well, like I say, there's certain things I Loctite. The motor mounts.
And now gear drives, again, there's a lot of force under those. And so if a gear drive comes dislodged inside of that can, it's just going to cause havoc, and you will launch.
Yep.
Yeah,
that will lock up, and that thing will.
That's
launch
my biggest fear about gear drives. Is a complete motor like seize.
Yep, exactly.
Bro.
Belts, you snap and you just start rolling.
Belts,
and even when a belt
when the belt runs though, is when you got problems.
I've had that. I've had a belt.
You also,
so. I have had a belt run on me.
I would love to have a system that kept your belt.
What do you mean by when your belt runs?
So when your belt runs to the inside or outside, and it jams up. And it basically just throws on.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That happened to me on my ATs a couple weeks ago, bro.
Yep.
That's when we had the bent axle or whatever on one, and it almost launched me.
Yep. What am I reading right now?
I don't know.
So
this is
this one's probably quick, but it was actually pretty mixed on the Esk8 forum. So that surprised me. That Esk8 is worse for the environment than driving a car.
Okay.
So people were really stressing about production of the boards.
Okay.
Specifically like the lithium mining and
refining
and all that. And then the other point was the energy production to charge the boards. So like if you plug your board into the wall at your house, but you're coming from a coal plant.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I've already deal with this all the time because I have to explain to old people why my electric car is not bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Because it's a straight efficient. It's not even just old people. It's anyone who's really anti-electric car.
Yeah.
If you take a gas generator and you it's so crazy, but if you take a gas generator and you charge your car. Maybe not. I think that's too small of a thing. But if you take a normal power plant that's powered off of natural gas, whatever, and you charge your car versus using gasoline, the efficiency of an electric car is so much better than burning gas in a vehicle that it's actually more efficient to just burn that same fuel to get to that same. Like, do you guys know what I'm saying?
Think about the simplicity of making an electric skateboard versus making a car.
Yeah.
And everything that goes
every single component in a car.
Everything that goes into a car, and like gas has to be hauled in by bigger cars. And
so definitely lithium production, unless you're Tesla, is probably quite bad. Tesla does a good job at actually producing batteries.
So what
ethically.
Okay, what if we find out? What if I asked a middle ground question and said, how are we going to get Esk8 to be a point where we're not using any petrol products?
You won't.
Because we have rubber tires.
It is impossible for us to fully phase out petrol.
I think it's
even our bushings have.
Yeah, I think it is completely never going to happen. That we will never ever cut out oil completely.
It's thousands of years down the road. We are not even close to that.
Do you think that we'll ever move away from lithium?
Oh yeah, we will.
Because I know the electric
Tesla's
car
already
industry's already started it.
Yeah, with the graphene and
there was a sodium one.
It's cobalt too.
Yeah,
we got to remove cobalt. We're getting rid of cobalt too.
So there's quite a few different things. Technology will take us farther.
Of course.
Someone's super helpful suggestion, which I think is really funny. I don't know why, but that every Esk8 company should plant 10 trees for every board that they sell. I was just picturing us.
Give me a tractor
and
a diesel truck. Let's go.
Have you ever tried to plant a tree?
I was picturing us like, we sold another board. James, get outside. Go
get
plant
outside
10
and
more
go start.
trees.
God, dude. I'm tired of doing this by hand.
You'd have to do this by hand.
I also think it's funny because, yes, trees clean the air and stuff, but also like, I don't know where people think that we're going to just start these forests.
Yeah, right? Like, where are we going to put these trees?
Here's something.
Middle of the desert.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say, though. The DIY boards are significantly worse than the production boards.
Oh, for sure.
Because everybody's getting 10 packages shipped from all over the world.
Yeah, dude, getting deliveries from UPS. It's flying on planes.
Separately.
It's being shipped on boats that use gas, bro. Yeah. Like, miss me with all this shit. Whoever posted that.
So, no.
I was surprised, though, by how split it was, because I would think that the community would be lean more towards,
I think it's just
like I say,
lack of knowledge, right? Yeah. It's what you
can prove all this with
that
math.
you want.
Kind of.
You choose what you want to know.
Yes.
Right.
You go on Google and you don't type in, like, everything you type in when you search it is biased as soon as you do it. Because if you just type the opposite, you will not get any of the same responses. So it's like,
I'm sure there is a level. I'm sure there's already a metric on how much CO2 is released into the air just to manufacture the average car. It would be tough to do the same for an electric skateboard because there's no one's done a study on that one. No. So you'd have to go component by component and figure out, X, Y, Z.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more drones in the world causing problems than there are e-skates.
Right.
Between those things getting dropped in the oceans and lakes and rivers and people's backyards and all killing aminals and.
Aminals? So I think what is an aminal, Jacob?
You ever seen a drone get taken out by a bird?
Nope.
It's freaking awesome.
Here's the thing, though.
Oh, never mind.
If your options are to drive a car to the store and back, or to ride your electric skateboard to the store and back. At this point, both of them exist, right? You have them both now. Which one's going to produce more CO2? Come on.
Yep, car. Yep.
End of story.
The only time I don't take my car to the store is if it's 105 or under 50. Otherwise, I'm on my e-skate.
Like, there's no way.
I don't know if many people. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but I don't think everyone who rides e-skate is like claiming to be saving the environment.
No, I don't. That's not the reason why I do it.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that's why most people.
I don't drive an electric car to save the environment.
No, I do it because it looks cool as fuck.
I do it. My car's fast as shit.
So I don't think we need to all be.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
No one needs to pretend like everyone who rides e-skate is like playing hero.
No. I mean, obviously, like the benefits of driving an electric car is really cool, and I like it. But that's not why I bought my car. I bought my car because of the autonomy and how fast it was.
No, you bought your Tesla because it's cool as fuck, bro.
It's cool.
You gotta like kick it.
But it's cool that it also zero emissions. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, that's bonus points.
Bonus points, of course.
And
I do care about the environment, but that's not why I bought the car I bought.
Yes.
But
all right, so we'll finish up today really quick with a viewer submitted question.
Okay.
So if you could only ride one board for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
That's a tough one.
It'd be mine. I think it'd be the endurance, bro. 12S8.
Yeah.
I have to be.
I think that I am going to piss you guys off and say I'm riding a OneWheel.
Oh, my God.
I'm riding a Vest OneWheel GT. What's up, dude?
I
could do it, bro.
I guess that's a board.
It is. It's a self-balancing electric skateboard. You got to let me run with it because I will argue with you guys on this one.
What does OneWheel consider it?
It's a self-balancing electric
skateboard. What do they
call it, bro?
They do not call it an electric skateboard. I can shit guarantee you that.
You
will not find that word anywhere.
Their advertising goes heavy. I had to pull up a picture of one of them for one of our games, and I have not just nonstop.
Their ad spend is wild.
It's absurd.
So, I gotta know in the electric skateboard community, who do you think spends the most money on ads?
OneWheel.
Ooh,
well, would you consider OneWheel part of the community?
No, take OneWheel out. I would say it's a Evolve and Miles board.
You know, Andre was spending a lot of money for a while there. Back in 2019, he was spending quite a bit of money.
Yeah. The China boards do spend a lot too, though.
I do see.
You guys might just not see them as much.
No, I see a lot of Meepo footage. I see a lot
Everyone, let's all talk at one time.
Yeah, sorry.
Meepo and WowGo. I get ads for them all the time.
I see Meepo. I see WowGo. I don't see WowGo as much as Meepo. But I don't see Meepo as much as Evolve.
But I feel like when they go out,
OneWheel more than everybody.
That's like one photo shoot, and they're like, Meepo guy, you go.
Yeah. Bam.
WowGo guy, you're up.
Bam.
And
because it's all that.
It's one camera guy, but they're all from the same office, so they just feed them out.
Yeah.
It's funny though. So I got it. It's got to.
Did you look? Did you Google what a OneWheel is?
Well, I'm on their website. And I'm trying to find like their about us. So I want to see what they call themselves.
So what they have that thing patented as is a self-balancing electric skateboard. That's what it's on the patent.
You think so?
I know so for a fact, bro.
I gotta pull that.
I know for a fact. This is all fact. I'm praying to God it's not cap because I was told this, bro.
You were told it.
I was told this from a very reliable source.
Okay, so it can't be a skateboard.
No, it can't.
Because the definition of a skateboard is it has 4 wheels.
Okay. But that's a self-balancing electric
board.
Yes.
They call it a vehicle. They call it a vehicle on their website.
I would say that's more accurate.
Yeah.
They refer to transportation
I thought a skateboard had to be 4 wheels.
Because it is a personal electric vehicle.
Sure.
Evolve calls theirs the world's smallest personal electric vehicle.
Evolve says that? Well, that's not true anymore.
That's in their advertising.
They can't be true anymore.
No.
It's never been true.
So I was told.
Never been the smallest.
I was told some information from a reliable source that's what it was patented as.
I'm sure we could find their patent.
I'm pretty sure we could. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to watch us pull that up.
Yeah, I think we're
no.
We'll leave it in the comments, guys. That might be cap. We'll let you know if it's fact or cap. We'll let you know. And then I'm gonna go ream my source out if it's cap.
Self-stabilizing skateboard.
Ooh, suck on that.
I don't know. I don't know if it's OneWheel yet, though.
But it's not a skateboard.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what there's. It says self-stabilizing skateboard. U.S. patent 91 whatever.
Suck on that, everybody.
But it's not a skateboard.
And there's a picture.
Yeah, but
there's a picture of the OneWheel.
That's the patent, bro.
Good for
it does say
so
it.
technically, it's not a skateboard, but it's not a
but they don't.
EUC.
But beyond the patent, that's not what their
it's no. They don't bang that, bro. They don't. Wow, my gangster came back out on me on that one.
Jeez.
Anyways, they don't rep that anymore, dude. They don't say this is a self-balancing. My old days came out. I was starting to get defensive. I was so happy to be right about something.
You were right about it.
That was a first. Okay, all fact.
Right.
Mic drop.
Have to send him home.
I know. I'm all jacked up, bro.
All right, guys.
Full of facts.
Everyone needs to go take a nap.
Yeah.
Right.
Back to work.
Go get a monster. Eat a cinnamon
right.
bun.
We
Get on your
appreciate you guys
board
for
today.
tuning in.
Damn it. Go for a ride.
Right. I do put in quite a bit of miles. 20 to 30 miles
I haven't
a day.
ridden in like 2 weeks.
Bro, I put 20 to 30 miles a day on one of my electric skateboards.
Well, you ride to work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You
to,
do.
from, and then to tinker at home.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have made it this long, write down, add your factor cap line in the comments below, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yep.
We do not condone boiling your tires.
We will test it. We will test it.
We will
Try
do
my
that
method first. You might have some luck.
We'll test it.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Yep. All right, guys.
Deuces.
See ya.
Out.